This week I've been busy getting my main workshop ready for part 2 of the workshop tour, and I started filming the next episode of restoring my classic Mini. With my other workshop free, my missus decided to try and use a silicone mould that she'd originally bought for making ice cubes and attempt to make a Death Star soap with some leftover pieces from a previous project. Now I know it's not woodwork, but whilst I'm still editing my other videos, I thought that it'd be fun to film this to see how it turned out. She bought the mould for making ice cubes, but they never turned out very good as the water would expand when freezing and ruin the effect. The hope is that the soap will work better with the mould. So the first job was cutting up the soap and melting it in the microwave. We don't have a dedicated soap cutter, so we had to use an old knife. It doesn't take too long to melt the soap, and we had to make sure it didn't get too hot or apparently it can burn. Whilst the soap was melting, I added some rubbing alcohol to the moulds to help the soap run better, to help reduce bubbles and hopefully allow it to peel off the set soap a lot easier. It didn't take too long to melt the soap, and we nuked it in about 10-second bursts to be on the safe side and stirred it regularly. To get the grey, we added a little bit of the charcoal that I bought for my logo soap video. I wasn't sure if it was going to work at first, but after about 20 seconds it started to mix in really well and turn a nice grey colour. Although we had some cedar left over from the logo soap video, we decided to use a honey fragrance as it smelt a lot nicer and you really don't need to add a lot. Then it was just a case of giving it a good stir, checking the temperature and pouring the liquid soap into the mould. This bit was actually really tricky. I'll be honest, if it was me pouring in the soap it would have gone everywhere. I was actually really surprised at how much soap it took to fill the mould. So whilst the soap's pouring in, can I just take this opportunity to thank everyone who's been watching my videos and supporting my channel, and a special big thanks to all my patrons. I've got some great woodworking projects on the way and I'm really enjoying making the classic Mini restoration videos. Every day is a huge learning experience and making the videos are great fun. I'm not really one for asking for subscribers and clicking bell icons, but of course if you're not subscribed to either channel then have a look by all means and there may be something of interest that you'll like. And there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes on that I usually stick up on Instagram. I'm always open to suggestions if you have any project ideas in mind. I'm always up for a new challenge, unless it's building a new workshop. If you've watched my building a new workshop video, you'll understand why I'll not be building another workshop anytime soon. Anyway, after letting the soap cool for a few hours, we removed the top of the mould and it came away quite easily. The bottom half of the mould was a lot trickier, and after a few minutes of struggling it ended up becoming a two-person job. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the end result. It looked really good, and the workshop smells great now. Prior to making the videos on YouTube, I worked as a firefighter for nearly 20 years, serving my community and helping to save lives and promote the fire safety message. Unfortunately, an accumulation of many upsetting scenes became too much for my mind to cope with, and after years of failed therapy I was retired from the service on the grounds of ill health and signed off medically from any employment. To keep myself busy, both body and mind, I developed an interest in woodworking and car mechanics, and with already having a hobby in filming and music, I combined my interests and started making videos here on YouTube, filming, editing and composing my own music for my woodworking and car restoration channels Smugwood and Smugwoodmini. Unfortunately, to produce such videos comes at a price, and with minimal funds after being retired from employment, I've turned to Patreon to see if there is additional support out there which could allow me to continue making the woodworking and car restoration videos. In return for support, there are various levels which are explained in more depth at the Patreon link below, but includes the chance to win one of my YouTube projects made throughout the year, and also inclusion into random prize draws open to patrons only. In addition, I'd like to thank everybody who already subscribes to my channels, or watches, comments, likes and shares them, as it all goes to help support my channels, and for that I'm really appreciative. It's my hope that I can continue making the videos for the foreseeable future. Thanks once again for your continued support.